I'm not going to include my traditional intro or outro for this review because I don't know, for a movie like this, it kind of feels weird and out of place to just do that. I feel like it's a once in a blue moon type of thing where a horror movie comes out and it genuinely terrifies you. In the sense where the movie you just witnessed gave you a certain amount of anxiety. A movie that puts you in a particularly bad headspace for a few days. A movie that just unlocked a certain fear in you that you didn't know that you had. Last time a horror movie did that for me was Hereditary, which seems to be a cliche answer at this point, but now that title also belongs to Skinamarink, a movie that has been getting quite a bit of buzz on social media, particularly TikTok. It's also been rather polarizing, and honestly, I can understand why. Of course, I'm on the side of the pendulum that loved it. Skinamarink is about a couple of kids who wake up one day and find out their father is missing, and all the windows and doors have vanished. Interesting concept already, but what intrigued me was the execution. This is found footage, but it's not found footage in the traditional sense. This looks like a home movie on a really bad 1970s camcorder, and all the shots are just shots of the ceiling, walls, hallways, toys, and the TV. And also, it's rare to see anyone in this movie from the waist up. We only really see people's legs throughout. So the entirety of the movie is given this really lo-fi feel to it. There's a lot of old film grain that makes most things pretty hard to fully see. The audio is usually mumbled, especially when people are talking. There's a lot of film static sound that plays all throughout the movie, and most of all, the movie is literally dark throughout most of it. But here's why that works. It felt like the film was going out of its way to remind me of what scared me as a child, particularly the fear of the dark. That fear that someone in the dark is always watching me, the little creaks and thumps I hear in the night, the outlines that I think that I see but can't fully comprehend what they are, and all I want to do is just find my mom. The director Kyle Edward Ball realizes that there's nothing more terrifying than strange occurrences that we can't see or fully understand. And he realizes that was most of our fears when we were children, so he takes full advantage of the off-screen space. Most of the scares take place off-screen, and we just have to use our imagination. So when we're just given a perspective that's just through film grain and mumbled audio, it's given an authentic feeling to it. Of course you're not going to see what that is making noise in the dark. It's the dark, and there's no lights. So hearing those noises feel especially jarring because we can't comprehend what they are, and neither can the characters in the movie. But what makes the movie particularly scary is the fact that Kyle Edward Ball doesn't rely on any build-up for the scares. The tone and audio is pretty consistent throughout the whole movie. There's no musical score. All you can hear is the film static and occasionally the mumbled audio from the TV in the background, or whenever someone starts talking. So the movie does have jump scares, but they work because they don't do anything to build them up, they just happen. So when there is a loud noise, it's actually ear-piercing, because it's so out of the ordinary for the presentation that this movie is giving us. And I think that's why this movie scared me. There's a lot that didn't bring attention to itself, so I'd be watching and think I heard something, or there'd be a scene where we're given a first-person perspective, and it's completely pitch black, so the main kid would be walking through a dark corridor, and I swear I would see a human outline. But we just walk by it as if it didn't exist. I don't know, maybe that was just me who saw that, but it all comes back to what I said earlier about my fear of the dark as a child, and I would be convinced that I saw human outlines in the dark just watching me. So yeah, I'm gonna be a little freaked out. Skinamarink, I think, is the closest we have to a movie legitimately feeling like a nightmare. Particularly a child's nightmare, because you just start to jump to conclusions on what's going on, and your imagination just runs wild. And I know people have just called this slow and boring. I didn't think it was boring at all, and I love the fact that it was slow. The slow pace for me added to the horror because it felt like there was no way out of it. I think the best experience you can have watching this movie is to just watch it online in the dark with your headphones in. I think that's the best way to get fully immersed, and if you don't love it like I do, that's fine. but it truly unlocked fears that I thought I got over, but turns out I didn't.